True and reliable allies are not always the most obvious. Rather, they are those with whom a country has a close relationship based on moral behavior, shared values, and trust. According to the movie, for Canada, this means moving past a top-down ranking of global powers and focusing on nations whose support is evidenced by shared military and intelligence capabilities, historical and cultural ties, and a consistent consensus on moral and political issues. The movie demonstrates that the most meaningful collaborations for Canada are those in which assistance is provided genuinely and unwaveringly in the pursuit of shared ideals, rather than out of obligation or convenience. A fair assessment of Canada's most reliable international allies can be found in the video you shared. It talks about connections that go beyond simple political alliances and are founded on shared values, trust, and historical ties. Here, the key concepts and points are further delineated. The foundation of values and mutual trust. The primary takeaway from the video is that true allies are not just those with whom a nation has treaties, but also those with whom it can rely when times get tough. The film argues that 6 nations, Australia, Japan, Germany, the United Kingdom, France, and New Zealand, best represent this loyalty for Canada. The following shared traits are emphasized throughout the movie: democracy and multilateralism. In order to address global issues, all 6 countries are presented as strong democracies that encourage collaboration through international organizations like the UN, G7, G20, and NATO. Their shared worldview is one of the primary reasons they speak with one voice on issues like human rights, climate change, and international security. Mutual respect and moral behavior. The terms steady, principled support and quiet, principled partnership are used a lot in the movie. This exemplifies an alliance style that isn't about flaunting or publicly displaying admiration. Instead, it's about a consistent, reliable alignment on important topics, even when it's not the easiest course of action. Historical and cultural connections. Many of these relationships extend beyond straightforward commercial interactions. The film emphasizes the strong historical ties between Canada and France, with the UK being a part of Canada's DNA, and France having an unspoken emotional bond through the foundations of Quebec. The cultural connections with Japan and New Zealand, which span from art to Indigenous history, enhance these alliances beyond simple diplomacy. The Five Eyes are powerful. The Five Eyes intelligence sharing network appears frequently and prominently throughout the film. The United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand make up this exclusive alliance, which is presented as the ultimate test of trust. The movie shows how strong these bonds are and how revealing the deepest national secrets is not something that should be done lightly. By highlighting this, the video portrays Australia, the UK, and New Zealand as allies who have concretely proven their dependability in terms of Canada's national security. A more detailed look at each friend. Germany is number 6. It portrays the relationship with Germany as purposeful and strategic. Their collaboration within NATO and their common outlook on global issues are highlighted in the video. This cooperation is founded on shared values and a persistent commitment to each other's economic future, as evidenced by their unwavering support for the Canada-EU trade agreement, c. Japan is number 5. Japan is considered to be one of Canada's most strategic allies, particularly in the Indo-Pacific region. The focus here is on shared security interests in light of the growing tensions in the region. Another instance of their economic cooperation that is emphasized in the movie is the CPTPP, a trade agreement where both countries support fair trade and environmental standards. 4th place, Australia. The video uses the metaphor of kindred spirits to describe Australia and Canada. Their shared geography, British heritage, and commitment to multiculturalism make them natural allies, and their collaboration within the Five Eyes and their coordinated responses to disasters and global issues demonstrate a strong confidence that goes beyond diplomacy. 3rd place, United Kingdom. This relationship is considered to be inherited. The historical, cultural, and political ties are strong, ranging from sharing a monarch to fighting together in past conflicts. On the global stage, the UK's vocal and visible support for Canada is presented as proof of a close, long-lasting relationship that goes beyond diplomacy. France is ranked number 2. The video emphasizes the emotional and historical depth of this bond, which is rooted in Quebec's French heritage. France's consistent support for Canada in international fora and its willingness to stand with Canada on human rights, even at the risk of conflict with other powerful nations, demonstrate a moral congruence that is essential to their relationship. First place, New Zealand. New Zealand is portrayed as the most significant ally and the most unexpected. The video argues that because New Zealand patriotism isn't based on clamorous declarations or ostentatious displays, it is the purest. Quiet, consistent loyalty and unwavering principle are its cornerstones. The support of this ally is particularly noteworthy because it is respected for its diplomatic courage and willingness to stand with Canada on issues of global justice. The qualities of true international loyalty and the importance of ethical alliances in a world system that is changing. Instead of highlighting military or economic power as the sole basis for relationships, the video presents an alternative, more complex perspective. Canada claims that the following factors determine a nation's loyalty. The movie consistently highlights common ideals and values, including a commitment to multilateralism, democratic values, and support for human rights and climate action. This suggests that a moral and political alliance endures longer than a business partnership. Unwavering trust. The concept of trust is essential, particularly given the frequent mention of the Five Eyes intelligence network. The movie argues that sharing a nation's most private information is the ultimate expression of trust and an essential component of a strong, reliable alliance. Historical and cultural bonds. The film emphasizes how some countries, like the UK and France, have a relationship with Canada that is deeply rooted in their history and culture and transcends simple diplomacy, making their support remarkably personal and resilient. Quiet but trustworthy. Assistance. The video's rating, which puts New Zealand at the top, challenges the idea that the most outspoken allies are also the most important. It argues that a country's commitment is better measured by its silent, unwavering, and moral support, particularly when doing so is challenging or inconvenient, than by its public displays. In essence, the topic is a reevaluation of what truly makes an ally valuable, moving the focus away from financial clout and physical strength and towards respect, a strong commitment to shared values and a shared identity. The recent Five Eyes Summit in London demonstrated just how deeply Canada's alliances rest on trust and shared values. At this gathering, ministers from Canada, the US, UK, Australia, and New Zealand united to intensify their efforts against human trafficking and synthetic opioid smuggling, issues demanding absolute cooperation and transparency. Meanwhile, Canada's collaboration with these allies to counter critical mineral dumping highlights a joint commitment to secure, ethical supply chains. These actions go far beyond treaties, embodying the enduring solidarity and moral alignment at the heart of Canada's closest partnerships. If you found this exploration insightful and want to stay informed about topics that matter, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support helps us continue sharing thoughtful perspectives on the relationships and values that shape our world. By joining our community, you'll be the first to know when we release new content, diving even deeper into the stories and alliances that influence our global future. Thank you for being part of this conversation.